So Ireland up against Argentina. In terms of the world rankings, like of all the games this weekend, this one has got the two teams with a kind of big gap between them. Number 2 up against number 9. But I wouldn't let that be... I wouldn't read too much into that, put it that way, because Argentina in June were terrible. But since Mario Ledesma has taken over, they proved it a bit in the Rugby Championship. Not quite consistently, but they've improved a lot. So I'm actually looking forward to this game a lot. It threatens to be something of a cracker. I guess we will see. Historically, the last 5 games, Ireland got 4 out of those 5 wins, including a couple of games over in Argentina. So not just games where Argentina were the tourists. But that one win, and Irish fans will remember, came at the World Cup in 2015. It was a pretty big win as well. I mean, the points averages over these last 5 games is Ireland 25, Argentina 24. And I think it would be more to Ireland, but that loss that they had was 43 points to 20. So it was a pretty big margin back in 2015 when the Irish lost. So for the most part, they seem to have the wood over the Argentinians, but just at that World Cup time was the one blip in recent history anyway. Both of these squads are out, so I'll put the full teams in the description. You can have a look there. But I mean, some interesting guys that I'm looking at. Larmour gets a start at 15. There was kind of questions as to whether he would get 2 weeks in a row. He played last week against Italy over in America, so potentially a bit of jet lag. But I mean, the guy was on fire against Italy. Scored 3 tries, made a try. He just had like really hot feet, man. He was in amazing form. It's kind of opened the conversation whether he or Carney should be wearing that 15 shirt. Carney is injured. Apparently he's going to be back for New Zealand, so it perhaps worked pretty well that Larmour gets to start this week, and then perhaps back to the old experienced hands of Carney for next week. But I guess that's all for next week, so we'll wait and see. For this week it is Larmour, so we'll hope he has a good game. Marmion gets to start in the number 9 jersey. Kind of few and far between for him in the number 9 jersey, so pressure on him to get a good result. I mean, McGrath's on the bench. He can come on, but you got to back Marmion to perform. Sexton obviously is back as well, so that's fantastic news if you're an Irish fan. It's always great to see him in action. Because I really want Ireland to do well at the World Cup, I'm showing a bit of bias here, but I'm always watching him. I kind of want him wrapped in cotton wool towards 2019, because I just remember as a New Zealand fan, Dan Carter, when he was playing before a World Cup, just being worried. I mean, you've got Joey Carbery, who is going to be the future number 10 for Ireland. Great young player, but for the minute, I just want Sexton playing well and playing fit, no injuries. So we'll see how he goes. I'm sure he'll have a good game. That front row for Ireland is Healy, Best, and Furlong, so that's looking pretty intimidating. That back row is O'Mahony, O'Brien, and Stander. That's why Ireland's number 2 in the world, man. You got James Ryan in the second row. It's a very, very impressive looking lineup for the Irish here. But that's not to take away from the Argentinians. Again, another team I like very much, showing a bit of Southern Hemisphere bias on this occasion. But Pablo Matera starts as captain. I think that's probably going to be the way going forward. He captained these guys, the Jaguares, in that last season of Super Rugby, where they actually showed big improvement. And that form once Ledesma took over the Pumas, because Ledesma was the coach of these guys, first the Super Rugby team, and then transferred over to the Pumas. That form seemed to follow him over. So he'll be the future captain of the Pumas as well. Creevy is still there in the number 2 jersey, but he's just as a player this week. Thomas Lavanini, you probably know him as the guy who lacks a little bit of discipline, sometimes got a bit of a hot head, but under Ledesma, he's really been improved. He's becoming the player that I think we've known he could be. The discipline issues seem to be, for the most part, pretty gone, and he's starting to put that big, beefy frame to use. The back 3 of Argentina, of Boffelli, Delguy, and Moyano, is one of the most exciting back 3s in World Rugby at the minute. When they came to New Zealand and played, they did run rings around the All Blacks defenders at times. Obviously, New Zealand still got a comfortable win, but the footwork on these guys, the gas, the lines they run are very, very dangerous. And yeah, like I said, one of the best back threes in world rugby when these three guys are fit. They did have to shuffle a bit towards the end of the Rugby Championship, which probably didn't help them with injuries, but these three guys are back for this one and very, very slick players. Nicolas Sanchez plays number 10. He's another guy that you kind of want wrapped in cotton wool because he is far and away the best 10 for Argentina. He's been running the show in the Rugby Championship. I kind of picked him as my my 10 of the competition for that one because he was just really Mr. Consistent. Scored loads of tries, made loads of tries, was in great form. All that being said, the bookies have got Ireland by 16 points, so pretty comfortable favourites. I hope it's a bit closer than that. I hope it's a good game. As I said, in terms of world rankings, these teams are a little bit far apart, but I guess we'll see how they go. You guys have a look at the lineups in the description. As I said, the full teams will be there. And you guys let me know your thoughts on the game, how you think it's going to go. I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.